Hello, good Sunday afternoon to all you out there trying to tame your LANs, tame your networks. Great to have you here on the LAN Tamer stream. Actually, it's not morning, it's afternoon, right? Sunday afternoon. And here we are, spending our free time, learning about some networking, hopefully. Working towards our goals. Let's pull up the stream agenda. I hope you also have been able to bring your elixir, your chosen elixir for the afternoon, albeit possibly caffeinated. But here we are, so great to everybody. We're going to talk about a couple of subjects. It's going to be somewhat brief this Sunday because, hey, we got study to do. I got 21 days, folks. Don't have a lot of time. So, you know, I'm starting to feel a little pressure. Not nervousness, not yet. That will come. Don't get me wrong. But I was telling my wife this morning, like, this is poised to be the most difficult exam I've ever taken. So that's good. That means we're challenging ourselves in life, right? Going forward. But yeah, it's starting to sink in a little bit. But hey, thanks for stopping by, folks. Appreciate having you here in the stream on a Sunday, taking your time, getting inspired to do a little networking. So feel free to give me any feedback on the sound. We are in voice chat and text chat today. Just in case anybody wants to hang out with us. By the way, the wallpaper of the day, of course, another in the array of images uploaded on the SpaceX Flickr site from the most recent launch. Beautiful stuff, beautiful photos. Man, they know their media. Have you ever watched a launch done by SpaceX versus a launch done by Blue Origins or even NASA? No comparison. SpaceX adds a sexy factor, that's for sure, which is really cool. But coming back to a couple topics I want to talk about, you know, by the way, I've been playing with OBS and different scenes, the things I've seen that are really cool on other streamers' channels. So, you know, I'm going to give this a shot. Let's see if this hotkey works here. Maybe not. Let's see. But I did not save it. So you know you can do all these hotkeys, right? So I've got two different scenes now. Okay, switch to scene. So this should work. Control equal. Oh. There we go. Yeah, hey, pull up to your PC. We've got a PC for you here. So, yeah, welcome to the LAN Tamer stream. Please don't type too fast because it makes a lot of clicking noises. So, you know, go easy on the keyboard. It's an old computer. It's the best one we got. Sorry we don't have a mouse for you. It hasn't been invented yet. Anyway, welcome, folks. Good to have you. I'm going to try to switch back now. Ah, shoot. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Alright, so yeah, we're learning. So anyway, good to have you guys. But yeah, this is the first topic that kind of came up in Discord. Stuff always coming up in Discord, right? Good stuff, of course. But you know, product loyalty, people were asking about a particular product. What do you think about it? And other people were chiming in. And one thing that always comes to my mind is, yes, I am working on a Cisco certification. There are certain reasons for that. Do I think Cisco is the best vendor of networking gear? You know what? It doesn't really matter. This is what we do for work. And this is what we do. We're passionate about it as well, passionate about networking. But sometimes people feel a particular loyalty to a product, and you can easily become biased, right? Personal bias can tend to sink in. One thing I learned that was really helpful for me in my career was to work for a number of years at a managed services provider, which means you're helping to manage other people's networks. They're paying you consulting fee sometimes or often by the hour, and you offer a service, right, as an MSP, and sometimes they are regular customers. You have sort of part ownership of the network, and there's decisions about the network you did not make. What products will be used, and I learned a lot in doing that kind of work. It's difficult work, to be honest. It's challenging because it's very demanding. Typically, managed service providers, they churn out employees. You make good money because often, due to the legal laws, you're allowed to get paid. Typically, you're allowed to get paid like an attorney, like the number of hours that you log, right? So you could work 80 hours a week and you get paid for 80 hours a week. It's not time and a half as a non-exempt employee, but it's good work. But I've seen a lot of people come and go, myself included, and now I'm in enterprise because it's difficult to maintain that. But man, it is a great way to learn a lot of different products, to learn a lot of soft skills as well, and to work under pressure, because oftentimes you are brought into situations which you have no idea about the network. There's no viable documentation that you can use, and things are down. And sometimes there's not even a service contract or support contract. It's amazing what people will do when they don't have. A lot of times these are small to medium-sized companies, and they don't have the staff to maintain all the best practices. So you come in and you got to get it working. So I've worked on a lot of different. Getting back to kind of our principal subject, I've worked on a lot of different products, and you tend to see patterns, and you tend to see or develop an eye, so to speak, for generally how a product works, and often you have to do that in a hurry. So you come into a product, okay, what does this thing do? Who's manufactured by? What can I expect? What kind of support is there? How well is this thing going to work? It's just a great experience overall. But one thing I learned out of all that is the product you need to be loyal to is the one that is in production, and the one that is not working, and the one that your employer or your salary owner or your client or your customer needs working, right? So in some cases, the Cisco product, out of all the others in a hybrid environment, was the one that was acting bad, so to speak. So, it's great to learn a product back and forth, to learn it very, very, very well. But that doesn't mean you owe any loyalty to that product at all. It's not going to be loyal to you necessarily. There's going to be an update to come out, and it may break everything. So that kind of leads me to something that, people, you see this in a lot of other communities, not so much in the networking community. In the networking community, I've noticed we tend to not be shy about, criticizing a vendor. But in other communities, you see people who are so loyal to a product, like a phone. There's a good example. A smartphone. Yeah, I use iPhone. A lot of people use Android. Some people used to use Microsoft. And I've seen big debates about that. But there's really no reason, if you want to become a truly effective network engineer, you can't limit yourself in terms of what you might face, what products that you might encounter. Just because you know a product really, really, really well, that's great. Maybe you're a subject matter expert, but don't limit yourself to working on that particular product, because you know what? The next job you have may be completely different. I remember a job I came into, we were using, I was very familiar with Cisco ASA and building site-to-site VPNs. And within a few months, I learned that, yes, I came into a job that they were also using Cisco as a firewall platform. But guess what? They were scrapping all that. We're going to Checkpoint. we're going to move off all our ASAs to Checkpoint. No, I mean, I'd worked on one or two before, but Checkpoint is a whole different beast. And it's a very viable competitor to Cisco in a lot of areas in terms of manageability. So, you know, that's why I say be careful. Learn a product very well, but don't feel like you're, you know, it's Cisco or die. I guess is what I say. And you see arguments about that too, but the best approach to take is a non-biased one and to be subjective. That reminds me of a philosophical allegory, which is very famous. I won't get into philosophy too much here. I will say that if I had a choice, a practical choice, if I was smart enough or brilliant enough to be a philosopher, you know, I'd prefer that over networking. I love the discipline and the academical aspects of philosophy. It's just, I love it. But I won't get it. I've done a lot of reading, but I've taken some college courses, but I'm not, you know, going to go into that too much. But if you know about the allegory of Plato's cave, you know about, since sort of the beginning of philosophy, the brilliant philosophers that was philosophy that was recorded by Plato is amazing. And ever since the beginning, there's been this argument of, you know, absolute truth versus subjective truth. And, you know, what is relativism? And, you know, what is relative truth and absolute truth? And it's a fascinating topic. But I tend to be in the camp that, at least in networking, there is no absolute truth, except what you see on the wire, right? Except what's in the packets. But in terms of products, to say that one is absolutely best or better than the other, that's relative. You know, it's very relative. It's not an absolute. So I try to stick closer to absolute, or, you know, not absolute truths, but to finding the truth in a lot of cases in terms of a project. You know, what are we going to implement? What product will work best here? You have to be practical, but you also need to be subjective, right? Anyway, that's enough talk about that. Great topic. You know, if you have any more thoughts on that, feel free to, we can chat about it on Discord some more. Or if you want to trash a product, you know, we can do that too, as long as people don't take it personally, right? We want to be able to chat about whatever in terms of networking goodness. Daily sheet grind. So I did not blog yesterday. Yesterday was, my mind was toast. All right, because I had to work. I was on call, and we had something scheduled yesterday, so I had to do some F5 stuff, and I was grinding on this drill sheet, and I took another exam, but thankfully this time, folks, I got a score of 840, which is a passing. I think it's my highest score yet, and it's because I've been just working and adding to this drill worksheet. It's growing. It's become a monster, folks. I've got another copy up here, and the things that we're having to learn, man, and it's good. I mean, I'm not complaining. It's just, it's draining, right? And I'm looking forward to getting this exam and passing. That's my, you know, of course, my goal. But I've added some topics here that over the past few days I've realized that I don't know like I need to. Especially multicast Ethernet addresses. Oh, this is a grind. So picture yesterday, along with everybody else, a lot of people were watching the royal wedding, right? My wife was into it, watching it, and I'm sitting there, you know, hanging out, watching it as well. But man, this whole, like most of the royal wedding, I was doing this. Okay, what is non-native VLAN BPDU? What is that MAC address? Where did they go? See, this thing is getting so big, I have to actually look at the cell and row numbers. W32. Yeah, so, what is this? 08. That's actually wrong. 10. See, I have to practice it. I have to drill it some more today. 01. Yeah. So I was doing this kind of thing over and over and over and over and trying to get these in my head, what these are. It's tough. It's tough memorization. So I was doing that. I was working on RRP. You know, this is a switch chassis failover, link management protocol, and router redundancy protocol, I think. I've got another, guys, if you haven't seen this yet, I do have another worksheet that I need to drill on as well, and that is just acronyms for days, is what it's called. And there's so many acronyms. Granted, we don't have to memorize these in a lot of cases, but it's not a bad VSLP, that's Virtual Switch Link Protocol. So many acronyms. MRT, max response time. There's, yeah. MTR is multiple topology routing. So much. LG application layer gateway. I mean, this is kind of, I've been using this to help me. Uni, you know, user network interface, BDP bandwidth delay product, just an example of all the stuff that is important to learn for the written. So I've been studying this. RD composition options. So the one I forget about is this, the IP address related. So we're so used to ASN:NN for route distinguisher or route target, which of course 16-bit AS number, 32-bit decimal arbitrary number. But then you've got this option, IP address related. And I always forget about the order. Like I was trying to put NN:IP. So I was drilling on that, and this came out of nowhere. Yes, I did study OSPF LFA, loop-free alternate, but I did not know this order. So this is the order it takes into consideration when considering a loop-free alternate. SRLG, shared risk link group. So Siri thinks I'm talking to her for some reason. Okay, anyway. So yeah. I've been working on the multicast Ethernet address, special VLANs. Okay, so do you know these? For example, what is VLAN 1003? What is that for? FDDI net. FDDI default. So I have that here as well. Those are definitely important. Let's see, FDDI. Yeah, special VLAN names was added. What did I say, 1003? So I may even got that one wrong. Yeah, it's FDDI default, Tugaring default, FDDI net default, Tugaring net default. So those are good. RD composition options. That's why I have these links here. This is the actual RFC 4364, which, you know, we're talking cracking open RFCs. This is definitely a good one. If it will load here. Yeah. So I started reading this one, and I thought, well, this is getting kind of deep. I may need to stop for the purpose of the written study 21 days ago, you know. But I did look at some components of it just to remind myself. But this is a great... I remember my love of VPN v4, BGP and MPLS VPNs when I first started learning it back, I don't know, it's going to be like 4 or 5 months ago now. And I was just like, wow. I nerded out so bad. I wish I'd have read this too at the time. But I will come back and read this before labbing this again. So good. Love this technology. And then there's Jeremy Stretch's PacketLife.net explainer on route distinguisher, route target. This is a good summary of this, basically, for the addressing. Yeah, we talked about RD composition options, OSPF LFA consideration order. And that's really it, just grinding. Yeah, I felt really good, though. I got an 840, and I'm feeling good, but I'm not stopping there. Like, I'm going to retake it today. So here's my plans today. I'm going to continue to... I'll probably go through... Now, nowadays, when I'm going through this drill sheet, like, I will download it, and there's some components of it that I've got memorized. Like, I know I don't need to review. Look at this thing. We've got A through... We're now in the AJ column, okay? Going that way. And 63. But this is a lot of data to memorize and to recall from memory consistently. But, so what I'm doing is I'm kind of ignoring the... Once in a while I'll do some of these, but I've got a lot of this down. So I'm coming here to the edges, like the new stuff. I'll just review that. And I'll review this, and then I'll check it. Anything I missed, I'll do it again until I sort of get it. I'll do that this afternoon after lunch, and then I'm going to go to hitting yet another Boson exam, you know, and any topics that I'm struggling on. So that's my plan for today, folks. And of course, we'll be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now, I will be on call again for another week. This is one of those deals I traded out, so I got 2 weeks in a row, which can be a grind. And it may interrupt the stream, but I'm going to schedule Monday through Thursday. And immediately following the stream, not immediately, but we have a Circus Ring meetup next week on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Welcome you to join. Depending on how many we'll get, we'll do it either in Discord or Google Hangouts. We'll check in. You know, everybody will bring any thoughts they have on Cisco Live also, and where they're at on the lab. You know, it's kind of our NA meeting, not Narcotics Anonymous, but our Networkers Anonymous meeting, right? We can't help ourselves, and we have to meet and, you know, hug each other, all that good stuff. So hang out with us 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And it'll be, of course, a screen sharing event. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging out. That's really all I got for this Sunday. I'm going to let you get back to, you know, what you were doing and streaming. I'm also going to host Dimitri here. He usually starts at 12:30, so I think it will host Bob Ross right away, unless there's no one else. Let's see who we've got streaming right now. Now we've got more, you know, more streamers. I've got that somewhere. Okay, somebody's hosting me right now. I appreciate that, Binary Lattice. Thank you very much. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll host somebody, and then at 12:30, of course, tune in to Dimitri Fiegel's stream. Thanks so much for hanging out, folks. I know it's brief today, but again, we'll talk more this week. Let's hit those books again. Let's memorize those MAC addresses. Do what you got to do. Always appreciate. By the way, if you have not yet followed the channel, please hit that follow button. If you're on YouTube watching this, please hit that follow button and give us a support, subscribe. And if you have a Twitch or an Amazon Prime account, you can link it to your Twitch Prime and get one free subscription a month. You can use that on here on the LAN Tamer stream if you wish. But thanks so much for hanging out, folks. Appreciate it. Sending you all the good bits. And, you know, let's see here. I got to get better at this. Pull up your computer and, you know, please don't type too hard on the keyboard because the neighbors, you know, are trying to sleep. But we know you're working late. Thank you again for hanging out. We shall see you on tomorrow night here on the LAN Tamer stream. Have a great Sunday, folks.